get started. Being after 7 o'clock, we're going to start the formal part of the Permanent Building Committee meeting. We started at 6:30 with a walk around. Saw a lot of really good work. So I'm going to call the meeting to order. Will everybody agree to waive the reading of the governor's proclamation?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. First order of business is to accept the minutes from the previous meeting.
So moved.
Any questions, comments, concerns? Someone want to move to accept them?
So moved.
Second? Okay. Going around, Dino?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Okay, and we'll turn it over to Kate.
All right, so the project update, everyone just walked and got an idea of where we are. Just a reminder of where we were over the summer and what paving took place. So everything that is colored on this site plan has been final paved and striped, and the site is looking in really good shape for the opening of school. The fence that ran along Common Street will be coming down at the end of this week. So as everyone knows, the old music suite and the special education room here on the left with the purple and the yellow, that space is still under construction. So that will not be open for the start of school, which becomes the counseling METCO, and then the special education room remains. But that we're expected to get sign off for that space on September 8th. So we'll talk through that a little bit. And the admin suite here in the green, the front entrance vestibule, those will be open for the start of school. We're looking at substantial completion of those spaces on the 26th, but we've talked to the building inspector and there's no issue with getting the admin staff in there on Monday next week. The corridors will be open for the start of school as well. So it's basically anything, if you're walking down this hallway on the first floor behind the plywood door, is going to be closed off for the first week of school. So I just talked through a lot of this, but finished paving and striping are complete. Construction fence is coming down. Preseason starts on the 24th. Items in red are the school activities. We're targeting sign off on the 26th with the building inspector and fire department. Admin staff are moving in next week. Teachers are back on the 31st. The first day of school is September 2nd. And then complete the counseling finish work along with special education ongoing for the first week that school's open, and then looking at sign off on the 8th. And then the fire department wants to come back and do a full test of the fire alarm, potentially the 14th.
Will that
So we
be
have to,
when school is in session or after school?
after school, it would be off hours.
Okay.
But they want to make sure that all of the devices and the addition and the renovated spaces are all blinking the same, and that's for a final sign off and a final certificate of occupancy.
Okay.
Because if you remember, we have temp C of Os for all the spaces to date, and the building inspector wanted to wait until the whole project was complete to give us our full certificate of occupancy.
If there's a problem, will the alarm company be present during that test and sign off?
So you're talking about custom alarm? The alarm
Yes.
company or the fire alarm?
The fire alarm people?
So Griffin Electric will be here for that.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah, because what I don't want to do is find out that there's a problem and there's no one here to fix it.
yep. And they've done a pre-test and everything looked like there were no issues, so this is just coming back one more time.
When did you say the construction fence was coming down?
The end of this week.
End of this week.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
And then just a reminder, the substantial completion date was supposed to be August 14th, but because of all of the above ceiling conditions that we came across and unforeseen items, the phase 4 area is pushed off a little bit. Review and vote proposed change orders. So the memo, grab the memo. Let me just stop sharing my computer for a second. I have to open it up. But it was emailed out on Friday and also put in the share document, so I don't know if everyone had a chance to look at it. I can't open it up currently. Matt, do you have it in front of you?
I can bring it up.
Yeah, my computer's being funky. with the, should have opened it before, but I have the projections opened.
Do you want me to share it?
Yeah, that'd be great. It's just,
Okay, give me a second.
okay, it's just for you and Jeff, so I don't know if Jeff has it in front of him, but we have a printed out copy here in person. So I guess just to summarize it, the first page has the current balances on contingency after change order 34. We are on change order 35, which includes a number of PCOs totaling $106,684. So the description is within this memo, and I just want to note that 99% of these were included in the projections that were emailed out and reviewed at the last building committee meeting. So this money was already shown and has been presented to you previously in our final calculations. So I don't know if there's any specific questions on the memo with the PCOs.
Do we anticipate any significant change orders that haven't been identified yet between now and the 14th when the building signs off? I mean, is Agostini gonna come back and say, hey, I've been holding back $100,000 worth of change orders?
I don't believe so. We have everything, all the CCDs that have been issued to date are all in the projections, and we're tracking all of that. All of our logs tie out to everything Agostini has, so I don't see anything big coming down the line in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
The other question I wanted to ask is, because of the delay, is there any possibility that in your mind that Agostini will try to charge us for the delays, or will any additional administrative costs for the delays already been built into the change order?
I would think not. I think they're gonna be here anyways because the original contract date was gonna end, they sticked around, do some punch list afterwards, so I'm hoping that does not.
Okay.
I don't
I just want to make sure we don't get a bill for, carrying costs, additional carrying costs for the 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They haven't mentioned it at all.
No, we haven't had anything.
I noticed that the sign isn't on here, and I don't know if if we're gonna discuss that, but we were talking about
Sign was already signed off. We
No.
just put it on hold.
the lighting was signed off, and we said we were gonna put it on hold pending the contingency amount.
The lighting was released.
Yeah, the lighting was
Yeah,
released, but the actual sign piece of it, we were waiting to see how much money out of the contingency was left.
Yep, we're holding that in the projections still. There's,
Okay.
So we can review that in a second,
Okay.
but it's not included in this change order.
Yeah, no, I see that, but I
Yeah.
just know there's a decent amount left, and wanted to make sure we have that on here. Okay.
Since you asked, anyways, is that the 17,000?
Yep, the item's in orange,
And that's 11,000 above it, it's not including that's something.
correct. No, the W itself is the 11,000, the getting it up to the peak is the lift and the 17,000 below.
I just have a question on PCO 236. How do we miss that? Is the unit up there that has to be removed and we didn't know about it?
Matt, did you hear that?
Yeah, my understanding was they had it on their drawings, but it got cut off their sheet, so it wasn't showing up in the view.
Mm-hmm.
Cut off, what, like a copying mistake, cut off the sheet? What do you mean? It basically, they have it in their drawings, but it doesn't actually show up on their drawing sheet. It was cropped, it was like cut off the page, cropped
Oh,
all
uh,
out of
Did
the
anybody
view.
look at the roof? I mean, it just seems to me, it's like, saying you're gonna have 2 chimneys and you only have a cost for 1. I don't get it.
It was missing their drawings. I asked them about it. They said they had it on there, but it was cropped off their sheet, so it wasn't in the actual construction documents.
This was the
Yeah.
HVAC
Is that our fault?
engineer?
Yeah. I feel like we should push back on that. That seems like their issue, not ours, right?
Well, if it's not.
Well, either way, it's gonna be added cost, right? If it was on the drawings for you guys, it's added cost, whether it's a change order or not. Yes, there's a premium we're paying, but either way, it's added value to the project.
Basically wasn't shown on the construction documents, unfortunately.
So BOPM.
Yeah.
What is your, I think, I see the perspective here. I know the architect doesn't want to hear this on the phone, but wasn't that missed? I know they're gonna say Arizona Missions doesn't cover this because I heard Matt say it's an added value anyways, but I know they need to get it approved, but maybe like a better explanation of exactly, it was cropped off the drawing.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Well, is there anything else that's dropped off drawings that we don't know about?
That's the first time that's hearing this, but we can circle back, but it is tough to go back to the contractor saying you own it if it's on the drawings, but I think,
So
Yeah.
Matt, do you think Tap A can help us out with a credit or something? I know you guys have got creative in the past. And I know I'm putting you on the spot at a meeting, but maybe we can talk about it a little bit further.
Yeah, I think we can talk offline. I don't want to give you an answer without talking to Chris, so.
I get it. You've been good to help us out in the past.
Yep.
To follow up on what Joe is saying, I mean, this is a common sense thing. You're putting a new one in, you take the old one off the roof. Just common sense, so I think the idea of you having a side conversation would be very useful. So, do we want to leave PCO 236 CCD 59 on this, or do we want to hold it until you have that conversation?
I'll be honest with you, I know it'll like, they're out of here, or hopefully out of here, and that our next meeting is not for another month, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Let me try to work with Chris offline and Matt. I think you should approve it because it's
Gotta
one of
get-
those things that the contractors here, they're willing to do it. They've been very good to work with on the last two projects, and I have confidence.
And there are other ways to get the credit in there besides not paying for this right now.
Yes, still,
Okay.
they make it up to us.
A big W on the front of the building?
small tapping at the bottom.
Make it 8 feet.
Paid for and sponsored by.
All right, are there any other questions on PCOs? All right, so we would be looking for a vote for a change order 35 in the amount of $106,684.
Do I have a motion to approve change order 35 for that amount?
So moved.
Second, anybody?
Second.
Okay, going around the table. Dino?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes.
Richard? Jeff? Yes. And I'm a yes.
All right, so just to summarize, through July, Agostini is 96.5% with their contract work, complete with their contract work. The summary of remaining contingencies is here at the bottom. We'll review the projections in a minute. But the paragraph below that is just letting you know that the majority of, it's like 105,000, I believe, of the change order value was already shown in the projections for last month. So things have shifted around from bucket to bucket slightly, but it was all included in the total projections when we're trying to review the bottom line. So let me share my screen again and we can talk through the projections. All right, so the format is the same as last month. So there's kind of a summary box at the top left in yellow, and it includes all of the totals from the other boxes on the sheet. So after change order 34, the remaining contingency of combined owners and construction was the $871,000. The pending change order that was just approved is $106,000. The breakdown is below with the PCOs. PCOs submitted by Agostini that are under review is the top box on the right. So those are the PCOs that Tepe and Vertex are still reviewing and numbers we know and have received from Agostini. The box below that on the right is PCOs on Agostini's log with no values. So we have some plug numbers here. I think you've seen most of these from last month. I do want to note that the first row in here, last month we were holding a $60,000 plug for the added work that had to get done underneath the flooring on the second and third floor. of the math and English wing. We've had 2 PCOs against that, so what's remaining here is the $23,000. So the math was the $60,000 minus PCO 255 and PCO 272, which was the additional work on the third and second floor that was included in change order 35. So this number will probably go down. Agostini does have a placeholder PCO on their log. I wouldn't think it's for much money, but I just wanted to hold this 23,000 until, we get that final PCO in, number 285. The box below that, CCDs issued on TNM, no PCO is submitted as of the last PBC meeting on 7/21/26. So this box that totals $100,000 now was reviewed with this group at the last PBC meeting. Some of the numbers were shifted up, but this is what we have not gotten submitted to date, but there is a CCD issued previously with TNM work ongoing. And then the box below that is Vertex projection order items, and then CCDs after the PBC meeting in July. So the first line item, the first row in this section is additional unforeseen items, potential new PCOs. So if you remember last month, we had talked about having a bucket for $175,000. So there have been $127,800 worth of CCDs issued, since the last PBC meeting. I do want to note that $45,000 of that was approved by the PBC during the July meeting for the Phase 4 ceiling fire protection. So if you take the 175 minus the 127, which are CCDs that are being tracked currently, that leaves that bucket at 47,200. The items below that in orange are the items related to the W out front, so those were on the log last time and they'll remain on here. Obviously, there can be some discussion on this. PCO 224 was for the W itself. They came in at $11,272.39. PCO 266 was for the lifting of that W up to the top of the field house, and the price we got from Agostini was $17,721. So the W itself, if you look on the right, came to $28,984 if the committee wants to move forward with that. And then we have numbers below that, which are items that the facilities group and the DPW is doing and have been previously approved. So all of those subtotals go back up to the summary on the top left-hand page. And if you remember, we were projecting last month there was going to be 180,000 remaining if all of these items above come into fruition, with some plug numbers in here and some holds. And that number currently is right around the same, $3,000 better than what we reviewed at the last building committee meeting. So that was a lot of information, but I think we still have a soft cost projection that is not committed of $30,000 in here. There are some other plugs, and also that the bucket for unforeseen PCO is still at $47,200. So are there any questions?
How about the disputed change orders?
Have not heard anything else on the disputed change
Are we
orders.
included those in this analysis? Or is it
So the
included?
disputed change orders are the box on the far right, and we are carrying a settlement of $35,000 in the total calculation in the summary. Those have not changed since last month.
Okay.
So Kate, are you saying that the W was approved, just not the getting it up there?
Yes,
Okay,
but we put the W on
On
hold
hold.
with Agostini
Okay.
because I'm assuming you guys just don't want to be handed a W
Yeah.
without it going on the building. And we were looking at, that was also before all the unforeseen work was opened up in the Phase 4 area.
So it's a
So there was some
17,000.
bigger
Okay.
CCDs that came through
got it.
since
Okay.
this W was first
The town
reviewed.
or somebody from the school has a better signage company to get it cheaper?
Yeah, so I've inquired about that, and I don't think we're gonna be saving a whole lot of money if we do it on our own, based upon my discussions. So, given that there's money left over, I'm proposing that we put that back in now because it seems like the front of the building looks bare. I have been around the state. I was telling you guys I went to Attleboro yesterday, and they have a giant A in the middle of the intersection. They have, and I took pictures, and unfortunately my phone is dead, but they have something on the side of the building. They also have giant banners. It just makes the school look finished, and I think if we put this off, just finish it and have it done. That's my proposal, and if we need to fundraise for it, I'm happy to do that. But I do think we should get this finished.
Well, I'm not gonna, I think we ought to wait until we make sure that we don't have any unanticipated change orders that come through that are not carried out in this analysis right now. I mean, this is $30,000, and that can make a difference, so I would prefer that we wait until the next meeting before we go ahead. If we want to vote it, okay, but let's tell Agostini to keep it on hold until the next meeting, so we can make sure that we do have the money.
But when is Agostini here in Tobin?
Sorry?
When, is the timing of that a problem? Because if they leave,
Well,
They'll
if
still
we're
be
gonna,
around.
we're not gonna, are we asking Agostini to go ahead and to put the sign up?
It hasn't been fabricated yet. The shop drawings, I think, are being held right now.
But who's gonna put it up?
That number for 17,000, that PCO was for Agostini to do
We'll
it.
have to check, we'll wait till next meeting, that's mid-September,
Yeah.
and then if it gets fabricated, you could be talking sometime in November. Not
and
sure
so
if
then is it gonna cost more money to bring them back versus they're here already? That was
I think
kind
either
of
way, we
my,
might miss the up, we'll have to figure out, we'll have to ask them to see it.
that was kind of my
I thought-
understanding.
I'm
while we
sorry,
were
I
out
thought the
there.
way it was gonna work was, okay, that $17,000 for the installation was the price from Agostini. And I thought what we were gonna do was we were gonna talk to the sign manufacturer to find out how would they recommend the most expeditious way and the cheapest way to go ahead and install the sign. Because if they make the sign and they work with signs all the time, they're the experts, not Agostini, not the fire department with the aerial tried, but talk to the sign people and say, hi, how would you go ahead and install it 2 stories up with a big overhang? And have them come back, but we'll have a placeholder based upon the Agostini price. And
So Joe, you're saying that we could, like, Joe could make a motion to, for a vote to have it for the September, if the September amount is appropriate with what we have left in contingency. So then if we do, we've got the funding there and then can go ahead and move
Yeah,
forward with it.
once we know that,
Didn't even have to
okay,
wait.
because right now, yes, it looks positive. It looks like we're gonna have $183,000, which is not what we really wanted to turn back to town, but it's a good amount. And we may wind up with more if some of these buckets don't get completely drawn away. But also,
Other way
they
around.
could find out something, and we could get hit with a $100,000 change order from Agostini. I don't think that'll happen, but it's a possibility. So all I want to do is say, let's wait another month, make sure that we've got the money before we go ahead and commit to spend $30,000 that we don't have. That's all.
And I just want to make sure we don't wait and that number gets inflated because Agostini was quoting a number given that they were here, because there was some understanding that that might
yeah,
be.
but-
So,
They're gonna have to mobilize and bring equipment in anyway. Because there's no, we asked the question last month, I asked the question 2 times at the AOC meeting, OAC meetings, is could they use the crane that they had here when they were putting the air handling units up on the roof? And the answer was no, it wasn't long enough or appropriate enough to do it. So they're gonna have to get another way of getting in there, and that's why I suggest that we go ahead and use the sign company who does this all the time. How do you wanna put it up? And we've got a price that's probably the worst case from Agostini of $17,000, but we can go from there. And then just come back at the next meeting in September and say, hey, we do have $183,000 or somewhere around there. We can afford to put $30,000 into the sign. That's all.
do you have any information? Because I was just under the impression that Agostini doing this, like, that we weren't going to be saving a whole lot if we ended up going with
I'm sorry?
someone. I'm just asking Jim,
Save
sorry.
anyone. That was where we kicked around the idea of the fire department doing
Right.
it. That wasn't gonna work. You know, it sounds like this 11,000 plus or minus is not that outrageous, right? We shopped it around a little bit, right? I remember you guys mentioned.
They went back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that 11,000 was previously approved by this committee, but it's just on hold currently. So, I mean,
The install price is at 17,000.
The
Yeah.
11,000 is for the actual sign.
Yeah.
The 17 is for the
lift,
installation.
sorry.
Yeah.
So I look at it as 29 grand for a total package.
Right.
This
Yeah.
thing.
And that's probably worst case, because Agostini wasn't gonna go cheap on this one.
Yeah.
I couldn't see them doing it, so all I'm suggesting is, if you want, we can vote it, but let's hold until the next meeting before we go ahead and actually tell them to go do it, and by then.
So vote, and then if we've got enough money, then.
Right, and then what we'll do is we'll direct Vertex to hold, tell Agostini to put a hold on that, and in the meantime, you can talk to the sign company that Agostini was planning on using, and say, hey, how do we go ahead and do this? First off, we don't know how to do it. Second of all, what's your recommendation? And third, what's it gonna cost?
But there might have been some discussions. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna ask,
Yeah.
have we actually bought the sign or put in the order? to do the
no,
sign?
so the sign was approved, the shop drawings are on hold because we didn't know the full impact of hoisting this sign up to the top. So it was $11,000 sign without the lift included, and we were waiting to get the 17,000. But the light to light it up has been approved and is gonna be going in. So we can release them if the committee would like to do that, on the W, which has already previously been approved, but we were just told to hold on it with them. So if you wanna get the W into fabrication now,
Well, to Jack's point, so it's a little bit of a compromise. We're thinking we all look good. We know we're close on this thing. You just said you wouldn't have a problem with moving to approve this, continue to progress it. But just don't pull the trigger on doing it until we know. When's our next meeting?
I think September 15th.
Okay, so that's no month with the holiday. We'll know because they're getting in here, with September, when's that, counseling offices?
September 8th.
September 8th.
Yep.
So we'll know before then
Yeah.
where we're kind of staying with this stuff. So to your point, we want to make it happen, we want to get the ball in motion. What if we just move to approve up to $29,000 with the understanding, hold off until we get closer to the 8th, and if we can hold off until the 15th, let's do it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm willing to fundraise if for some reason, if this thing blows up. I've already started that, so I just want to get it moving.
And I know this number on this, keep calling it the scratch pad, is still a worst case scenario, but it's been shortened up a little bit because we have some firm numbers they just ordered.
Yep.
Yeah.
What I wanna do is avoid the worst case situation is we approve $30,000 for the W, and then we don't have, we can't fund some other change order that was not anticipated, that's not on the scratch pad.
The ace in the bucket too, Jack, is I have to sign off on it anyway, so these things have, no offense, if it's hit the fan and, we hit something, we're gonna call you guys in or let you know that, hey, we hit something here we didn't know about. So this is still a buffer, even though you guys,
I'm
So-
glass half full.
So my suggestion is that we approve the full 29,000 and change, whatever that number is. And just direct Vertex to say to Agostini, don't move on this until the 15th of September when we
But I
meet.
think Jim was saying, order the sign to get it going, right?
Yeah, so my thought on this is we're
Yeah.
gonna know, we really should know by the 8th of September, once that wing opens up. It could happen. I'll communicate. You're gonna be at every meeting anyway. I know you'll be there, so. If you wanna block and say, I'm not letting, I'll fight you on this, Jack. If it's looking good, I think we should order it by the 8th. Not wait, we lose another week. That's what my thought on this.
Is the sign manufacturer sub to D'Agostini?
Yes.
They are.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how long it's going to take to fabricate the sign?
Matt, do you remember how long they said it was gonna take to fabricate the W?
Not off the top of my head, no. I don't know if it's in the meeting minutes that we had, but I can look.
And you guys have not asked the signage company about their ability to put the sign in place? You guys haven't asked them.
We've talked about this sign for a long time and gone in circles about it. I think the PCO includes a 100-foot lift, because you gotta get up there pretty high. We tried to go at it with a fire truck, we couldn't get high enough, but the sign company, I guess.
This is a simple question, like, did you ask the sign company if they can install it?
We personally did not. We've been asking Agostini too. One of the ideas was to put scaffolding up there.
Yeah, I
But,
understand.
yeah.
I understand, but I think Jack.
I think they've been talking with the sign company trying to sort this out, and I think that's where the price came from their conversation with the sign company and themselves, trying to get this sorted out on how to get it installed.
Yeah, so typically the sign company doesn't have a 100-foot lift for them.
Correct, so they may be the ones sort of, with the screw gun fastening it, but they're
That's
not the
correct.
ones getting the 100-foot lift.
That's correct. This is
Yeah.
from Sunbelt.
So this number at 17 is not gonna change?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I would be astonished if the Stein Company didn't have a preferred vendor that they would use to do some sort of installation
This
like
is a big,
this.
this is a big thing. This is not just, going up a ladder.
On a boom truck.
They know what they're doing, they don't want someone to fall off a scaffolding with an $11,000 sign and have to remake the $11,000 sign, so,
I'll make a motion to move forward on the W.
okay, is this, the W, okay, we've already approved
I mean, the rest of it, the lift
W.
piece. Okay. The
fabrication, what
17,
we gotta do is approve the W installation for $17,000.
yes, 17.
Is that in here?
One's,
No, but it is not in fabrication currently, because the committee told us to hold on putting the W into fabrication. That PCO has been previously approved, but the shop drawings are on hold, so if
All right.
So you want to move on the shop
move on the
drawing.
shop drawings and approve the lift. And if something changes, they'll be on it.
But we'll hold on proceeding with the lift and the installation, the
Right.
$17,000 until we meet on the 15th.
No, until Jim says by the 8th, we're gonna know. So I think we
They're still
move.
gonna need to fabricate and everything.
Yeah.
This accomplishes both of what you guys, it's gonna take some time to fabricate this thing. Like, it's not a week turnaround, I assume, right?
Yeah, but we have to, PCO 224 has not been included in any change orders to date, so we would have to issue that officially to,
That's the installation piece, right?
no, the W.
But the W we issued as a CCD.
Oh, that's right.
So I think
Okay,
we're
yep.
okay on that.
Okay, but we just have to release them via email to get that into fabrication, right?
Yeah, we need to return the shop drawing and tell them.
Up to $29,000 for
And
the.
tell them what? Wait
install.
till the 8th of September?
Well, it takes them usually a week by the time the change orders come through and everything. Patrick prints it out, hands it to me. I'll just sit on it until the 8th. That's what I'm thinking. Does that make sense, Kate?
Yeah.
Well, the CCD's been issued and signed off on previously
the
for
fabrication.
11,000.
Okay, for the fabrication of the W.
Yep, so that is released to Agostini, and then we stopped them via a email, but that CCD was already signed off for the 11,000 for the W, so we can say, yes, keep moving with the CCD after this meeting, if that's how the committee wants to move. And then, the rest of it was what we
Is
were
the
saying,
17,
just hold on
is
to
the
it.
17,000 in the 106 on this sheet?
No.
Okay, so why don't we do this and see if, is this valid? Can we go ahead and vote on change order 35, which is the 106, or whatever the number is up here, 106?
Which you already voted on, yeah.
Which we already voted on. And then, can we vote on a change order for $17,000 for the installation? And with the caveat that will not be, no work will be accomplished on that until after September 15th.
No, the 8th, he
Can
said.
we legally do that?
Yeah, but we're saying, I'm saying, I expect the 8th, because by then they'll be in school, but if you just gotta clarify that, is the 8th? to me,
I
the
would
8th
say the 8th is fine, because we'll know.
The
at
8th,
that
they will
point.
be in school, but, a lot of this stuff that we're working on, it's gonna take time for the paperwork to get through the PCOs, get through us, and then, so the 8th is when it's open, but we're not gonna be done with all the change orders and reviewing all the PCOs at that time. It's gonna take,
But by the 8th, we'll know if
we'll
there's
know there's any
surprises.
unforeseen
Yes.
surprises, yes.
Yeah.
And the numbers you have in the scratch pad are worst-case scenarios, or, the tariff stuff or something, yeah, we're covering them.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we voted for we voted the change order 35, we're all clear on that. So we need to vote on change order 36 for the $17,000 with a caveat that no work is to proceed before September 8th.
Correct.
Is 17 enough, or are we talking 29?
We already have the,
We already,
We're gonna have the 11.
You already have the 11.
yeah.
So we have to release that, though, you said.
The shop drawing, yep.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to release the shop drawing and to move forward with the caveat that on September 8th, if something hits the fan, Jim will know.
If
and then-
not, I'll sign off on it and.
okay.
I'd like to see who's gonna word that.
That's a
in the
great
minutes.
formal motion.
And a second?
Second,
All right,
The aye.
so basically, so what we're doing, just to sum it up,
yes.
we're voting $17,000 for the installation of the W, okay? Not to be issued or not to commence work before September 8th.
Right, yeah,
But we
and
are
to
gonna release the
the
shop
whole-
drawing into
Yes.
fabrication now.
Okay.
When will the shop drawing be released?
Matt, you have that submittal, right, for the W?
Yeah, I think we have the submittal. I don't think we've really looked at it yet since it was put on hold.
Okay, so
Say a week.
probably a week to release it or less?
Yeah, I think so.
Once they have that in hand, they will begin fabricating.
Yep.
We will own the sign.
You'll own it.
All right, going around the room, Dino,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Yes,
Jeff?
No.
Okay. I'm a yes. Okay. Just as an observation, I think this topic is the single most discussed topic that we've had in 3 years.
I second that.
I don't know, we talk a lot about the paving at the middle school, too, so.
Okay.
Alright, let's,
all right.
let me share my screen again. Sorry, I just had to share to switch screens. Next.
Your invoice back.
All right, so there is a piece of paper that I handed out with the full package that is an updated invoice total. We were getting the vendor invoice package together in the afternoon, and we found just a little typo on it. So the individual piece of paper and what was handed out has the totals for the invoices.
This one?
Yep.
I have it right here. Can I look at it? So the July vendor invoice package totals $1,724,280.37. That includes Agostini's rec in the amount of $1,530,199. Like I mentioned, they're 96% complete with their contract work. The updated budget summary is included in the vendor invoice package, and we're looking for a approval for the July package in the amount of $1,724,280.37.
Because my eyes are so bad, would you let me know how much is held still in retainage, Kate?
It's over $1 million. Let's see.
Yeah, it's about $1 million.
$1 million?
Yep.
And they're 96% done?
Yes.
It retains at $914,000. My eyes, correct.
Yep.
Okay. So we need a motion for that.
Motion to approve $1,724,280.37.
Yes.
Make that motion.
Okay, second?
Second?
Okay. Going around the room, Dino?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes.
Bridget?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
And I'm a yes.
Just have to jump over to presentation here.
Hey Kate, right there, stay.
Yep,
Back one slide.
yep.
See the title, vendor invoice package? Can you fix vendor?
Oh, yep,
It's on all of the slides.
yep.
Thank you.
So PBC meeting dates, the next meeting is scheduled for September 15th. And is there any new business that we would like to discuss?
Any new business? Anything you want to bring up? Want to talk some more about the W?
Don't
What
tempt
size is the
me.
W?
That and HVAC, my favorite thing to talk about at this school.
There we go.
There's nothing else really, just a quick update, I know it's been nothing else to cover. So Cam and his team's doing a great job, you probably noticed, the work going on at the outside of the high school. The white old part of the high school, it says Walpole High, that's gonna look all nice, way better than the chips there. So they're doing a great job, the cracked stairs, that are coming in the front, Cam and his team's working on that, separate from
Oh,
this
good.
project. We kinda wanna
Excellent.
tie this all up. I met with Jim Thomas today from the Parks Department, he's gonna have this place all together. And he knew this is
Yeah.
gonna be the main entrance for most of the parents now anyways, so I just wanna look it nice. He told me he'd take down all the vines and the weeds on the fence back area here. Snack Shack's looking good, I don't know if you guys covered that, but Cam was out there with 3 guys from building maintenance today, putting the countertops on. That's gonna be ready in time for the football games, youth, high school, whatever. It's good to go, it looks awesome. Roof replacement, we're all finished with that?
Done.
So, I know it came together kind of at the last moment, but this
Yeah.
was tough to coordinate town projects. This project staying off campus, and, good job to him, Rick, the rest of the DPW, so.
Thank you so much, it looks good. I have a question. The fitness room, I wanted to say, it looks amazing, like really,
Yeah.
just,
I
yeah.
think the graphics going
Exceeded,
down there, the paint, the
Yeah.
black, so.
exceeded expectations. There's some sidewalk out front that's cracked with grass coming up. I don't know if that's on a list, but when you start doing new sidewalk in certain areas and then there's other areas, it just was a little uneven when I was coming in and stuff, so just wanted to mention that.
Okay. I didn't notice that today, but I'm sure there is, yeah. Any
But it
other
looks
projects?
fantastic.
Looks good.
Yeah, good job.
The math wing HVAC, they're dropping those units on Thursday.
Okay, great.
But I think that, and then the nurse's office, that floor, they started the floor demo today.
Okay,
Floor demo will be wrapped up tomorrow, and then they'll have the floor in by the end of this week.
awesome. Great, thank
So the
you.
nurses are taking over where the AD's office used to be, just to make it bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we
that's
looked at
good.
that earlier. I don't know if you saw it when we were up there walking.
I poked my head in the nurse's office,
So we
yeah.
took that wall out,
Mhm.
took out all that floor, and then we're putting all brand new floor in, baseboards for it.
I didn't realize it was the AD's office when I looked in, but that makes sense, yeah,
To the left.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So that was the wall they took down in
Yeah.
between it,
Yeah.
and that's how they expanded it.
Yeah, so it's a
Yeah.
much bigger nurse's office now.
Mhm. That's great.
Yeah.
I think the front entrance came out really, really well
Yeah.
with the transaction window there.
Yeah.
I was having trouble imagining what that was gonna look like. And all I saw was dollar signs, and I didn't know what it was gonna look like. So, but it looks really good.
The Walpole way. It's not cheap.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. So the next meeting is on the 15th?
Yes.
Okay. We'll get some sort of answer back from you on the 8th, and around the 8th. And, anything else?
The meeting in October, that's the day after Columbus Day, the long weekend. I don't know if I'll be available.
We proposed, October 13th, so we can take a look at that if that doesn't work.
Yeah, what date? October, yeah, that.
Yeah, we just get town meeting.
I may have a problem moving out a week to the 20th, but I'll let you know. I may be on vacation.
Okay. So you said town meeting's the following week?
Yeah, October
So we
19th.
probably need
What's
to
the
get
date
it
of
in.
town meeting?
October 19th. October 19th.
What about the 14th?
I don't know, is there school committee?
Well, we can talk about that and
No,
and
it's a
make a
Wednesday.
decision.
Yeah, we can talk about that in September.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, motion to adjourn?
Thank you, everyone, for your hard work.
Yeah,
Okay.
so move.
Everyone.
Everybody worked hard. So,
So moved.
second?
Second.
Okay. Dino, Joe?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
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 Yes. Thanks, all. Enjoy the rest of the summer. Stay cool, and we'll see you on the 15th.
Thank you.